Hello guys, this is Topson from Tundra. Welcome to our vlog.
TOPSON'S a very stoic person, but very confident. I think anyone who's watched him play knows he plays his own style. I think he has a lot of self-belief, and I think he carries that with him in the game and also outside the game. I think what I appreciate with Topson is that he doesn't shy away from being himself. I think he's very true to himself and the way he plays. I think every team he's been on is like, he plays the way he wants to play, and I think he does it in a way that no one can really replicate. I think that's what's brought him like the most success, and I think that's what makes him, yeah, just amazing as a player. His confidence in his own ideas, and also his confidence in himself to kind of carry them out.
During a game day, I usually like to sleep in a bit. Like I just listen to my body. Like if I want to sleep in an extra hour, I will do it, and I just start the day usually pretty slow. I just chill a bit, play some pubs maybe if I have time, eat good food, and just like get in the right mood for like being on my A game basically. What does winning mean to me? I mean, I think that's what we all here for. We are all competitors. We want to win. I always was a very competitive person, and since I started competing, obviously, winning is everything.
No, I don't know. I mean, I think sometimes he gets criticized for not maybe playing all the meta stuff, all the strong stuff that most normal mid players play. But I think you can't have the good without the bad, and it's not bad per se. I think what makes him unique is that he's good at his own stuff, and I think a lot of the times it overlaps with what's strong. And even if it doesn't, I think he's very keen on creating his own ideas that are equally strong and will eventually, become meta of his own. So I think, I don't know, Topson's perfect.
I don't think I have any like. I mean, maybe I do have a routine, of course, that I do before games, like getting enough food, getting enough sleep, and warming up. But I don't really have any crazy things that I do before game. I like the vibe we have in our team. I think everybody is like doing a lot of work. Everybody's voice is being like listened to, and I think it's like we just like always looking to improve. We don't really care. Like I don't think we have like ego problems or anything like this. Like if you make a mistake, like it's easy to tell like each other like, yo, like this is probably bad. Like maybe there's something we can do here like better, and I think it's great.
From what I remember with Topson and about his prime, not TA8, it was obviously his first kind of splash onto the scene. I think he'd been around, for quite some time before then, but I think he was nowhere near the heights as he was later on. I think TI9 probably was when he came into his own the most. I think he still had the flashiness and kind of the unique creativeness from TA8, but he was a much more like refined and stable player. I think a lot of the times during TI8 there were many lopsided matchups. He would lose a lot of lanes and still crawl his way back and have like massive impact, but it would often be from kind of like a losing position. Whereas I think TI9 came around and all of a sudden he was like doing his own thing, and he was also smashing everyone in lane. So I think, yeah, I would say TI9 is when he was peaking. I think Topson at his core and at his best is a hyper-aggressive mid player. I think his laning is really good. I think he plays a lot of matchups where he knows the ins and outs and most people don't. And I think he really excels when he gets to abuse the fact that he knows that stuff and can abuse his matchups and also be hyper aggressive. I think he's incredibly scary when he gets going, and I think a lot of the times when we get him in a position where he can snowball and just be aggressive, I think that's when he's at his strongest.
I mean, I don't know. Nothing really happens after. Like, we just sit down, we put on our headsets, and just draft starts after a few minutes, and we just play another game of Dota. That's it. Like, nothing special. What annoys me about my team or pro players, I think. I mean, personally, being late is one of the things that I really don't like about. But I mean, I've gotten used to it. I've been part of the scene for like 6 years, and there's always at least one or two guys who's always late. So I'm just like, I'm used to it.
I mean, I think Topson is, also slightly different from most of the other players on the team. He's got a family and a whole other life on the side, I think, and I think that compared to maybe some others is a little bit of a different tempo and maybe different priorities. So I think it's maybe natural, but I don't think it's a bad thing. I think people get close with each other in different ways, and I think he's close with everyone on the team. So I don't really see it as a problem or an issue. No.
The best thing for sure are the big events, like being part of events like this. It's kind of like you do the hard work at home or at boot camp, and then you come to these events and you just get to enjoy the Dota, and you just get to enjoy the events and just show your Dota basically. What motivates me is that, I mean, as I said, I'm a very competitive person, and I played Dota since I was a kid, and I've been competing, and I mean, I took a small break, but I realized that I still just enjoy competing. I like being in this environment, and I will do it until I feel like I don't enjoy it anymore.
I think throughout Riyadh Masters, I think he's been really good. I think that the meta has kind of aligned, and his hero pool has shifted to, I think, really click with what's strong right now. I think this last patch took some time for us to figure out, but I think mid heroes especially, I think we've found a lot of heroes that are working well and are super strong, and I think TOPSON'S been performing really well. I think he's looking really strong, and I think it's a good time as any towards this later part of the season to kind of come into his own, and I think a lot of our success so far this tournament I think is due to him. So looking good.
I think I was pretty chill from the beginning. I think in OG we really got like a Sep and Notail really made sure that everybody is comfortable, and I think I learned it from there. That's any game, like no matter how high stakes it is or whatever, it's just another game of Dota. It doesn't really matter. So I think since then I'm just like, every game is just another game. Like it really doesn't matter if you lose or we win. Like whatever, it doesn't matter.
I mean, I think there's definitely levels of commitment to traveling and being away and stuff like this. I mean, I can only speak for myself and imagine what it's like. But for me, I thought it was complicated to do both at times, to be away from home and leave everything behind to go be a bootcamp for extended periods of time, and then go to tournaments and keep doing that thing. Having a family at home, I would struggle, to say the least. So I guess I really admire the fact that some people can do both, and also understand that when you don't have the same commitments, being at boot camp and traveling a lot can be fun and can be exciting. So I think sometimes there's a little bit of clashes in terms of how committed to the traveling part, but I think when it comes down to it, sometimes you have to, and sometimes you just have to suck it up.
I mean, it was a bit unexpected, but it's the Mobile Legends tournament going on at the same time, I guess. So there's a lot of Southeast Asians, and they are also big Dota fans usually. And So it's fun to have them around. Having a family, it's sometimes pretty rough to be away from home, but I think we gotten pretty used to it since the beginning. Back then I was in OG still, and I had to be away back then also. So I mean, it's we gotten used to it. I think now that our kid is a bit older, like she also like needs me around a bit more, so it's a bit more rough. But it is what it is. I think it's one of the bad things about the job, but for now it's been fine.